Well, hello there, ladies and gents. I'm Tammy Sapnewski, your crypto queen. Thank you so much for popping by my channel. Please know that this is not financial advice. I'm only here to entertain you and to remind you to only buy on those red candles. Speaking of red candles, looking like Saitama is nothing but a red candle. Listen, there is so much going on with Saitama. It's not even funny. But just leave it up to Saitama to just be chock full of drama as they will continue to be, because V2 is actually turning out to be an even bigger disaster than old Saitama. Right? Is that okay that I call it old Saitama? What's the big deal? Okay. What is happening? Well, we found out over the weekend that you may not even get your tokens at all. Nothing. So let's say you were some poor sucker who happened to invest your money at the all-time highs of Saitama when they were pumping it the most, and maybe you don't have that much money. Maybe you live in a country where 50 American dollars is a lot of money to you, and perhaps that's all you could afford to buy. Congratulations, you're not getting your tokens. Mm-mm. If your wallet is considered a dust wallet, you're not going to get your tokens. If you held, I think it's like 250 million tokens or less in old Saitama, you're not getting your tokens. They've just made a decision. Now, here's the dichotomy with Saitama, right? They don't want to send those tokens out because they feel like they're totally worthless and it's just not worth their time or their money. What's up, Eddie? Yes, please smash that like button. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Yeah, I can't talk tonight. I don't know why. Okay. You may not get them. And we heard from somebody called the Saitama Princess that indeed this is going to be true. They held a space on Twitter, which I happen to jump into just to listen to get some information as to what is going on with the migration, the progress of the migration, because I've yet to get my tokens. I still don't have my V2s. And what we found out was there's a certain cutoff. And if you don't meet that certain cutoff, you're just not getting your tokens. They're considering it a dust wallet. Even though you paid your money for it, you're not going to get the V2 tokens. So here's the dichotomy. They feel like your wallet is worthless. You shouldn't get them. But don't worry. Saitama is going to be worth, first we're going up to a penny, then it's going to be a nickel, a dollar, and inevitably that token is going to be worth $5, so they're saying. Well, what is it? Is 200 is 2000 tokens so worthless that you can't even send it, or is 2000 tokens going to be worth 10,000 tokens in the future, and those people should definitely get their tokens? I don't care if the person has 5 tokens sitting in their freaking wallet. They deserve to get those tokens sent to them. That's just the way it's got to be. I just don't think it's fair that you spent your hard-earned money on Saitama token and now you're not going to get them. Nope, not going to get them. What's up, everybody? Yep, vaulted, stay vaulted, gotta stay vaulted. What's up? Dave said, I lost 2K in Saitama, but I'm okay with it. I'm invited in BTFA. Cool. Frankie says, I'm one of those poor suckers. I can afford my 5K loss. It's okay, but it's not happy. It's okay, but is not happy. Lose it. Incompetence of the devs. So this is the thing. Since their migration on June the 7th, right? June the 7th, they did the migration. Unbeknownst to anybody, they popped it on us. Nobody knew it was going to happen. We figured it was going to take a couple of days for them to do the migration, if not a little longer. But, when they were doing the rebranding and doing the migration, I was like, you know what? Let me step back. I'm not going to make too many videos about it. Maybe let's give them a chance. And the only reason that I decided to do that was because I want the holders to be able to recoup some of their losses. That's the only reason that I was even ever pulling for Saitama, because I want everybody to be able to get their money back. I know they're not going to get all their money back, but maybe somebody can get some of their money back and invest to something else, okay? Like Volt, things that are going to have a promising future. I know it's a bear market right now. Everything's looking like crap, but there are certain projects where I feel like if you invest into them, it's going to be a bright investment for the future, and definitely Volt is one of them. What's up, Lil Yumper? Lil Yumper is saying they should have just went with Everrise to handle the migration. This team drops the ball so damn much. Very true. Big Bang says, I freaking knew it, man. I've been holding forever and had billions, thousands of dollars. $1,000 isn't a dust wallet. Did anyone get tokens, or was it a completely rugged? It's not a complete rug. There have been people that have gotten their tokens. I'm not one of them. I have tokens on SaitamaV2 and I have tokens on MetaMask, and I haven't gotten them yet. Okay, just not getting them yet. I can't remember what the cutoff is. I think it's a couple of bucks. If you only have a couple of bucks worth of the new SaitamaV tokens, you're not going to get them. You're just not going to get them. That's all, guys. Not going to get them. So I jumped into the Twitter space with Saitama. For the first time, they invited me up to speak. Okay. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have went up to speak because they twisted my words all around, pretended like I said things completely opposite of what I said, and basically told me I don't know anything about blockchain, and then I'm stupid, right? So I said they should have had somebody like Everrise, the people that handled the Vault migration, to do the migration of this magnitude. It's very true, right? Saitama always boasts itself as the biggest token. It's got the biggest army. They have over 363,000 Wolfpack members, right? The biggest token that there is. And I'm like, logistically, if you understand what a big undertaking that is and how expensive that's going to be, they should have went about it a different way. They should have hired a third-party person to take care of it like Volt did. Everrise was really great. That's one of the things that I said. My point was, it's BS that they launched this before anybody else got their tokens. Only the tippity top wallets got their tokens. And I feel like it's not fair, right? Because what are some of the things that the Saitama people always say to us? Oh, yeah, I know. Papa Swing says, I guess I threw away again $300 with this fiasco. Baby Saitama is worth more. Go figure. Geez, is it? Oh, that's sad. Whenever you would say anything to the Saitama people about if you were one of those unfortunate people who bought in at the all-time high, and look where we are now, your money is worth nothing. And what is the thing they always say to you? You're an idiot for not taking profits. You don't know how to trade cryptocurrency. You should have taken your profits at the all-time high like we did. We were able to take some profits and we still hodled a lot of our bag. We're fine. We're okay. Like they never care, right? Like you're stupid for not taking your profits. So then I bring this up to them. Well, here was our opportunity. When it launched on June 7th, I covered the launch. I did like a 5-hour live stream the night of launch. That would have been the perfect opportunity for people to take profits, right? We almost hit a penny. We almost hit a penny, and it launched at 0.005 and almost hitting a penny. That went up basically 100%. So you would have been able to take profits at the top, waited for it to retrace, bought in again, and you would have made some profits, right? Because it was going up and down over the past few days. There would have been a great opportunity there for you to make some money. But now you don't have your tokens to be afforded the opportunity to take those profits. It's not fair. And then I was discussing the fact that SaitamaV2 is just completely locked up. Completely shut down. It's completely locked up. I didn't realize that. I didn't know that. On the live stream that night, a girl reached out to me and said, hey, I've got like 3 Ethereum that's locked up in SaitamaV2. I can't get to it. And I said to her, you know what? Don't worry about it. It's on the blockchain. So technically, even though you're locked out of SaitamaV2, there's always going to be a way for you to get it because it's logged there on the blockchain. That's it. Don't have to worry about it. They made it seem like I didn't know that. They're like, oh, I'm like, and it's BS that somebody's locked out of SaitamaV2. Oh, you're stupid because you don't know you can get. And even though I said it that night, I'm like, no, no, no. I know that. It's just inconvenient that they put their money into SaitamaV2 and now they've got to go to another wallet and import that seed phrase in order to access it. Is that the revolutionary app that they designed, the future of finance, this revolutionary thing that they were building and creating? No. Like, what do you think Sata Pro is going to be? It's going to be the same nonsense as SaitaMask. It's going to be the same kind of honeypot that Sata Realty is. If you own Sata Realty, you can't sell it because there's no liquidity, okay? Just none. Everybody else is talking about other projects. Good for you. Everybody's in here. You all paid for his Lambo. This is very true. Steve Jones, Volt. Who saw the Dogecoin millionaire over on Pablo Crow's channel last night? That was super amazing. Steve, the Canadian's in the house too. I've only been in crypto for a year or so. I consider myself 2K loss in Saitama, a learning curve. Listen, Dave, we've all had the learning curve with Saitama. We all of us had promise, right? Like, this is going to take off. We're going to make some money into this. How could we not? There's so many people talking about this. The wolf pack is so big. What they're saying sounds like it makes sense. Everyone's shilling it. Every time you went on Twitter, every third tweet was about Saitama and how it was going places. So you get caught up in the FOMO. No one blames you. Like, dude, we all were there. We all bought into Saitama. We've all lost because of Saitama, right? It's just very, very true. So anyway, so I was just spouting my truth over on the Twitter space, telling them I think it's wrong. A lot of people have lost a lot of money. They're sick and tired of you people saying they should have taken profits when they were the loyal long-term hodlers that didn't sell their position. They wanted to hold in there for a better day, like you guys keep saying is going to come. Diamond hand that bag. Don't sell it. Keep buying the dips because our day is coming. And we're going to roll. We're the biggest wolf pack, and we are going to change everything. We are the future of cryptocurrency. Move over Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's what they're always saying. Always. But they've gotten so freaking toxic over there. I just want to show you something else. I don't know what's up with my StreamYard over here. I constantly have to do this. Let me. So one of the people who's one of the main shillers over on Twitter, his name is PR Torres. This is the guy that always calls me a tranny and everything. And, they always go in for the personal attacks. The genesis of the tranny attack came from this guy, Torres PR1. His account got suspended because he threatened to basically rape somebody's wife. I think that's what he said. I'm not 100. Something about him going to bed with some poor other dude's wife, right? Every other thing is an attack. He's doxed people on Twitter. He's pulled up criminal records on Twitter, released people's real names that are not doxed. Like, this guy is all in crazy fighting for Saitama. Crazy shilling Saitama, telling people, listen, if these people are negative, have anything negative to say about Saitama, block them. You don't even want them on your feed. You don't want to see what they're saying. Block them, get rid of them. What does that sound like to you? Does that sound like people that are in a cult don't listen to what people are saying outside of the cult? Don't listen to these people that might talk some sense into you, that might get you to change your mind, right? Don't question the dear leader. Your best bet is to completely block them, just block them. His account wound up getting suspended. There's a lot of people that have since blocked me on Twitter because of that space, but there's even more people who wound up following me because they know I talk the truth. right? There, so many of them reached out to me, DM'd me personally to say, thank you so much. Like, I'm frustrated too. I thought I would have gotten my tokens by now. I haven't. Like, I'm starting to get really pissed off. I'm starting to believe the stuff that you say. So in case you guys don't know, if you don't go over on Twitter, there was a big shiller. His name's Faltron. Faltron was hardcore Saitama, constantly attacking everybody that wasn't Saitama. He has since flipped. Now he shows some other token called Cult DAO, but he knows what's going on with Saitama, and he's like, stay away from them. They're just, if you're critical of Saitama, they will go after you, and that's true. So it's unfortunate that all of this is going on. Yep, Volt. I think Volt is going to have a very, very good future. I really do. CryptoFlex says Saitama is a dead project as long as they have Russ and that original dev team there. They need to get them out of there. They're incompetent. They lie. They scam. They steal 100%. And it seems like that's all they do, right? All they do is lie. So if we think about it, what have we always been told? We've always been told that Saitama, the Wolfpack, is over 363,000 members strong. That's a lot of freaking people. If you think of what it would take to airdrop that amount of tokens, would be absolutely crazy, right? Let's take a look at Etherscan. If we look at Etherscan right now, what can we see? So far, no, don't forget, they started this migration on June the 7th. Days ago. As of right now, they only have 18,806 holders. That's it. Bear in mind, some of those holders, they haven't been airdrop tokens. Those are some people that are just starting to buy by themselves over on Uniswap. This doesn't mean that they airdropped all of those different people their tokens. So out of 363,000 holders, let's say only 15,000 of them have gotten airdrops so far. Let's go down because I want to look at the holder count, right? If we go down to the deployer wallet, let's hit the deployer wallet. Let's see what's going on over there. Their last batch of airdrops happened 15 hours ago. They don't care about you. If you don't have your tokens now, they don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you. Maybe you only had a couple $100 worth of Saitama. They don't care about you. They're dragging their feet and they're giving up. It's going to take them months to finally do this airdrop. They just don't care about you. And meanwhile, this whole time, you could have taken profits on the day of launch. We went up 100% because we almost hit that penny. You could have taken profits. But you weren't allowed to. You know who did? The people that sold 65 ETH worth, 30 ETH worth, 10 ETH worth, 60 ETH worth, all of them took their profits. Today, I look in Etherscan, I see people buying in 0.05 Ether, 0.01, 0.009 Ether. I'm like, my gosh, these are just little people that want a slice of the pie, right? Like that's just a little bit amount. They're buying. Then here comes somebody dumping 60 Ether on them. Done. I mean, it's not right. Right? So we know, we're looking at the deployer wallet. We can see that last batch 15 hours ago, they don't give a crap about you. If you don't have your tokens, oh, well, they don't care about you. And what was the reason they gave to justify it? Arbitrage. Oh, shut the front door. There's no arbitrage can only happen if somebody buys on an exchange for a cheaper price and then goes to sell it on Uniswap for a higher price. Right? That's arbitrage. Nobody else launched it. There was no other exchanges that had it launched. Bitmart still doesn't have it. Bitmart's still not trading it. Where was the arbitrage happening? Can they explain it? No. They weren't concerned about arbitrage. They were concerned about you getting your money. They didn't want you to dump your money. They wanted the whales to dump their money. Sammy the Bull says, when I saw Russ in Vegas show, I sold my bag and I ran to the hills. I was done with that garbage. You are a smart man. Good for you. Good for you. Now I don't know where some of the, oh, Furry Baller. This is horrible. We watched this happen over and over and over again. This is huge. ETH sales we saw, there is no excuse. You're right. There is zero excuse. But you know what? The people that are diehard hodlers, the people that are diehard wolf pack, they're always, always, always going to have the devs back. You know why? Because they drink the juice, right? They're a part of a cult. And even Faltron talked about that. He's like, I wasn't able to think for myself when I was in the cult, because yeah, he calls it a cult. When I was in the cult, I wasn't able to see reality. Every single thing that was going wrong, I always made an excuse for them as to why it happened, right? I made excuses for them. But when you start to see things, he's like, it's crazy what I've allowed them to get away with and what they've gotten away with for all this time, constantly dumping tokens, dumping. They're telling you to buy the dips while they're dumping. They're the ones that have been dumping the chart, by the way. Those big, huge sales that drug the chart down, that's them. That's them. This is not a dev team that cares about you, okay? It's just very true. Volt. I love Volt. Steve the Canadian says, it's all just promise at the moment, no actual use yet. So what is the investment other than the future? And yes, that's the same as all projects. Maddie B's in the house. Hello, Maddie. Welcome to the show. MTG Portal says, oh, I want to talk about Saitama. Anybody talk about Saitama? Steve says, this is so funny. Imagine putting your face in your Lambo on YouTube and screwing the community. Just imagine. Wow. It's a dig. It really, really deep ditch. I know. It's crazy to think everything that these people have posted, right? So this is what the issue is with the people over on Twitter. The Twitter sphere is just clogged with these toxic Wolfpack members. There's nothing they won't say. And now they're all trying to start to block everybody. They're blocking me. They're blocking Rodney. They're blocking Awesome Austin. They're blocking Sandstorm. They're blocking Crypto Demon. Anybody that has something negative to say about Saitama, they just don't want to see it. They just don't want to think for themselves that, you know what? Maybe it's not fair that people all got the tokens when the token launched. Don't you think that's fair? Wouldn't that be the right thing to do? So how many people, this is what's going to happen. Number one, I think it's going to expose the truth as to how large the wolf pack actually is. I've always thought that it's not as big as 363,000, right? On the Twitter space, they said to me, oh, but you know what, Tammy? There's exchange. We're on a lot of exchanges. I think they're on like 3 or 4. And they're like, between the exchange holders and the people that hold over on Uniswap in private wallets, we're closer to 500,000. 500,000. And then I was talking about Volt. And they're like, well, how many people are in Volt? And I said, I think about probably like 45,000 at this point. And they all laughed. They're like, oh, Volt only has 9,000 people. Oh, you're an idiot. You don't know shit. And I'm like, Volt is actually on Binance Smart Chain. They have about 20,000 over there. And if you want to talk about exchange holders, they're on 26 exchanges. So how many people do you think are actually in the Volt army? But of course, they didn't say that. They just picked little parts out of my conversation and put it in quotes saying that, you know, I said Volt has 45,000 people, and they pull up the thing saying it's only 9,000. Like, you know, they twist things around to make me look stupid so that the wolf pack won't listen to what I have to say. They won't know that I'm not picking on Saitama. I'm just telling you the truth. Facts are not FUD. I've said it from day one. I'll say it again. Facts are not FUD. My first very critical video that I made of Saitama, I believe the price was in the low 60s, maybe the low 50, in that area. It was either the 60s or 50s. I was like, something's not right here. Something's going on. This SaitamaV was already supposed to be launched. We don't have any sight of it. Like, what's going on? Where did the price trickle down to? The threes. Well, there was a very quick wick that came down to the low twos, but it got eaten up really fast. But it basically ended up in the threes, right? Like where we are right now with the price. We're basically in the threes. Nothing good is going to come of this project. Like I've just, the wallets, SaitamaV is a piece of junk. They've already admitted it. They locked it up because they know it doesn't work. They know it's a piece of junk. One of the reasons that they gave for locking up SaitamaV, listen to this. It's so funny. You're going to laugh. We're worried that people will go on SaitamaV and sell their old V1 tokens. Dichotomy, right? There's a dichotomy there. But wait, you guys told me, which I already knew, that you could move any of your tokens anywhere. You just have to import your seed phrase to another wallet. Does it matter? Anybody can grab their old tokens and sell them anyway. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, they drain the liquidity. There's still liquidity in Saitama. As a matter of fact, people have been swing trading old Saitama because the contract is renounced. They can't really ever stop it. They can't stop that from being traded. It's just going to sit there and probably keep being traded. And people have been swing trading old Saitama. There's still liquidity in old Saitama. Granted, not much. I think at one point it got down to, I think, 10,000, but it fluctuates anywhere between 10 and 50,000. Like people are just playing around with it at this point. It's like a slot machine, right? That's a big gamble. Well, really, V2 is a huge gamble because I don't think anything good is going to come from it. Guys, I really, I hope you understand that don't put any more money into Saitama. Whatever it is you have, sell it and leave. Sell it and leave. And if you think your holdings, like my holdings, I don't have that much in SaitamaV. The only reason I even have SaitamaV, any tokens in there, is because when Gate.io closed up shop for the United States and Canada, I thought to myself, you know what? There are a couple of different wallets that I don't know anything about. I'd like to see their user interface. I just want to see how easy it is to use them. It was SaitamaV and the SafeMoon wallet. I sent over Saitama to SaitamaV and I sent SafeMoon to the SafeMoon wallet. And that's how they got in there. I wasn't trading with SaitamaV. I think it's slow and glitchy and can't log in half the time, but that's the only reason I got them in there. It's not worth the amount that I have in MetaMask and SaitamaV. It wouldn't be worth it for me in gas fees to sell them at this point. Like ShibToro, I have a crap ton of ShibToro, but now that the chart is down so freaking low, it's not worth it to sell them. I'd pay more in gas fees than what I would get for those worthless tokens. Now the dev is trying to say that he's going to give up again. I just don't know. This guy is a split personality. Let's see some comments here. And if I miss some of your comments, I'm sorry. I kind of like scrolled up and I don't know what I missed. But Tammy, isn't it kind of contradictory to say Wolfpack? It is called. But Volt Army is not, hold on a sec, not rowing the same boat. Gotta call you on that one. Only difference is Volt Army is at least nice. Oh, I don't know what you mean, though. What do you mean? Volt Army is not rowing the same boat? What does that mean? Volt is totally different than Saitama. Like, if you look at Volt, I don't know how much you know about Volt. Have you ever been to the Volt Vault. I don't know. So they own a crap ton of assets from NFTs to Tesla stocks, a bunch of stuff. You can go to the Vault and see everything that they own, like a ton of stuff. They have a lot in the works they're doing right now. They're on so many different exchanges. They're on like 26 different exchanges. They have all of these partnerships, not partnerships that they're talking about it's going to happen in the future. There's partnerships they have now, right? Crypto Card, you can go over there and use your vault to buy gift cards. You can go to this other place and get paid in Volt for shopping online. They have a lot of partnerships with UFC fighters. They just had the Dogecoin millionaire on their show last night. So a lot of the Doge community was introduced to Volt. I think, it's very early now, don't forget, Volt is only 6 months old. That's it. Like Saitama had a huge jump on all of these other tokens. Where did all the money go with Saitama? What happened to all that money, right? The devs got tokens. They got tokens. Oh, they dumped them. Oh, that's right. But Volt is complete, I believe, okay? Like I said, this is not financial advice. There's also a lot going on as far as, and I can't talk too much because there's going to be Volty Soft and Volty Change. Pull what you may from the names. I'm not allowed to say too much about it, but that's all I can really say to you. So it's happening. Volt is going to be good. It's going to be good. That's all I can say. I understand. Listen, I hear you. People have a lot of distrust with tokens and dev teams because of Saitama, because they believed in Saitama and they got burned in Saitama. So now it's like being in a bad relationship, right? You got smacked around a couple times by your ex. So now you got trust issues. Now your new significant other has to go through the process of really proving themselves before you open yourself up to them because you got issues, because this other asshole hurt you. That's the way it is. I know Volt is going to have to prove themselves, and I believe it's going to happen. Ain't that right? William says 7,000 turned to $10. 7,000. This is the thing, right? So, one guy on Twitter said to me, he lives in a country where they just don't make that much money. Cause he's like, I didn't get my tokens yet. I'm like, you'll get them, calm down. You'll get them eventually. And he said to me, he told me this so sad story. I couldn't believe it. I felt bad for this guy. I'm like, oh man, that's right. But a lot of people reach out to you with sad stories because they're trying to hustle you, right? But this guy, I think, was just asking me legitimate questions. He had spent, I can't remember. It was not much money. It was like only, I want to say it was like $100, but that was all he could buy. He had such faith in Saitama, spent $100, and then he had like a certain amount total, but he had to keep enough for gas fees and everything. He had it all sitting in this one wallet, but he's thinking this is going to be so big. This is going to be worth a lot of money one day. So he divvied up the tokens and sent them to a couple of different wallets for each one of his kids. That guy ain't getting his tokens because at the time when he bought the tokens, it's probably worth like each, and he broke it up into 4, like each wallet is probably worth a dime. They're not going to send those tokens. No, they're not going to send those tokens. If you don't hold a certain amount worth, you're not getting your tokens. It was just so bad. Yeah, it's just absolutely insane. I mean, listen, when it comes to cryptocurrency, be in no doubt, we are in the midst. I don't even want to call it a bear market. this is really the crypto winter. Be prepared because it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Ethereum touched off of 1,500 today. I mean, I don't care because I put all of my Ethereum into a stable coin because I think Ethereum is going lower. I think Ethereum could touch down to the. You don't want to know how far down I think Ethereum is going to go, but it's going to get pretty low. If you're not needing your Ethereum, your Ether right now, I keep saying Ethereum, it's the correct name is Ether. Okay. If you don't need your ETH right now, I would park it into a stable coin, a reserve backed stable coin, so that you're not losing anything. Every time it goes down, if you have that, you're losing money. But if you transfer it over to a stable coin, you're not losing anything. Your money is going to stay exactly the same. There's a lot of projects and I'm looking in my wallet. I'm like, it's only going down, man. Maybe I should liquidate and just transfer everything into a stable coin and just ride this shit out, which is not a bad idea. I mean, there's times where the market is so bad, you have to start to strategize, especially if you think it's going to go lower, which I do. I think it's going to go lower. I think ETH is definitely going to go way, way lower. I really want to consolidate everything that's in my wallet because, like I say, I own a bunch of stuff that is not really worth much right now. There's a lot of stuff it's not worth the gas fees. Obviously, I got to hold it. But there's other things that I spent a lot of money buying into. They're not performing. Maybe they're never going to perform. Do I just sell them and put it into a stable coin and have it sit there, basically home base where it's safe? It's something to think about because look at how much money is being pulled out of the market right now. Between Luna and freaking Celsius, what do you guys think is going to happen with Celsius? Oh my God. I think Celsius is in a lot of trouble. Okay, I'm tired of squinting. Hold on. Oh, that's so much better. Cox6 Crypto, correct, and Saitama hasn't done marketing wise, and besides making an app that doesn't cut down gas fees, feel like they said it would. Oh, they totally said. Remember when it first opened? They're like, "Oh, I only paid a $6 gas. Oh, this that." But gas in general was only $6 back then. That's what I was paying on Uniswap. It had nothing to do with them. And think about it. Whenever you're using their app, you're double paying because you'd have to pay for not only that tokenomics, but you'd have to pay for Saitama's tokenomics too. You were double paying. That never made sense to me. If you're going to launch an app like that, that's going to be an exchange, you have to launch a secondary coin that has zero tokenomics on it. And then you just have the fees. You can't have somebody paying double tokenomics. Even when Russ was on Old Guy David's YouTube channel for an AMA, Old Guy David specifically asked him that. He's like, people are paying double tokenomics. And do you know the answer that Russ gave? Oh, the Wolfpack doesn't mind. They want the supply to go down, so they don't mind spending that extra bit of money, because 2% of it's really going to the burn wallet. It's only going to benefit them in the end, which it never did. Unless the tokens that are in the burn wallet are backed by ETH, they're worth nothing to you. Nothing. Now, if you do a buyback in burn, that's a different story. But if it's just going to the burn wallet, like these tokens that launch, they're like, we have 100 gabillion, quintillion, sextillion tokens. And guess what? We burned 50% at launch. That doesn't matter to anybody. That's a little marketing thing that they do to get people thinking, wow, I'm already up 100% at launch. It's like stupid. People fall for that kind of stuff. You have to be smarter than that. What's happening? Tammy, I've been holding Volt since late December, but I have to admit the VC is cringe. Oh, Frank is yelling most of the time to fill our bags. Big news coming. They turned away personal big investors I know. They turned away big investors? Oh, why would they do that? Okay. So I've only been, because you guys know I keep it real, right? Like I don't. That's just my shtick. I got to be real with you. So I've only been in the VC, I think like 3 or 4 times in the Volt VC. And each time that I was in there, it seemed like there was a lot of people, like it was jumping, but it definitely was a positive thing because it was just after the migration when the chart was absolutely pumping. So like I said before, we're in the midst of a crypto winter. Everything is down. Everything is down. There's certain projects that you want to look at that I know are doing things and have a future, okay? Let's take, for instance, Terrarium. I think Terrarium is an amazing project. They're going to have an exchange and it's going to be amazing, right? That's what I believe. When I see projects like that are down this low, I'm buying them. I'm buying things that I believe have a future. Avalanche, Cardano, not buying Solana because Solana keeps having problems, but crypto.com, like everything that I consider a blue chip to Harmony One, Gala Games, things that I know when the market rebounds, they're shooting up. They're going to freaking shoot up and I'm going to be rich, right? You want to start getting into projects that you know are going someplace. Okay. Well, maybe, you know what, Marty? The big news was, and I don't know if you know this, they had that guy, Dogecoin Millionaire, on the Pablo show yesterday. That's a big deal because a lot of the Dogecoin community is going to be introduced to Vault. That's a big deal. It happened very late last night. You know, it's the weekend. People don't always pay attention, but word of that is going to circulate. People that are fans of that guy are going to go and watch the video. They're going to understand what Volt is. There is big news coming. They have another person coming on the AMA that's even bigger than him. That's going to be not necessarily that they're going to be promoting Vault, but their audience is going to follow them over there to watch them on that show. And they're going to learn about Vault. And there is big things coming. Now, I can't talk about it. Okay. But please listen to the names. Volti and Volti Change. Volti Change. Derive what you may from that name, but I can't tell you what it is. I can only tell you the name. So you can derive from the name what you want. Thank you, Furry Ballers, keeping us on top of the game here, people. CoinGecko has ETH at 1,462. I think ETH, get prepared, people, is going to dip down to 500. Get ready, peeps. And when it does, I'm going to bang in then. Hold on. Casey says it's counterintuitive to list many exchanges in a bearish market unless you have something bigger coming when the bull starts to run. Yeah, that's very true. But the more exchanges that you're on, though, the more potential of people buying it, though. People like me that like to buy things that they like in a bear market and wait for the run, for the beautiful bull run. But how long that's going to be, nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. Crips, Volti Soft and Volti Change. Volti Change. Okay, hold on a second. Marty. Tammy, do you think all of this marketing Volt is spending working out in this bear market? Do you think all this marketing Volt is spending? Here's the thing, right? So I would much rather people be vocal in a bear market, Marty, than be silent. There's so many projects right now that, yeah, I know the market stinks right now, but my gosh, do something. Like you've gone silent. What is the alternative if they're not marketing? They've gone silent. And you know what happens? At least Volt, like we have some support in this area where we are right now. We have supported this area. If they weren't doing the marketing, I think more people would lose confidence in them. People are losing confidence in the projects that are not keeping their community abreast. That was another thing that I raised in the Twitter space with Saitama. I'm like, these devs don't tell us anything, right? Like they're tripping bees. They're tripping bees if they think we're happy with their communication. What's the alternative to marketing? No marketing. And I don't think staying silent in a bear market is good. I just really don't. I think people want to see their a token on top. But as far as how much they spend on marketing, like I don't know. All I know is I see if I Marty, I don't know if you go on Twitter, every third tweet in my feed is Volt, Volt. Like all Voltoshi does is tweet a lot all day long. And it's always like a fresh new tweet. It's never like a stale tweet, some tweet that you've seen circulating for a week and it's not fresh, it's stale. No, this guy's putting out new tweets with new graphics like every 15 minutes. Like he's keeping it in everybody's mind. Everybody knows Volt. Like we're growing our numbers right now. People that like buying in a bear market because they know it's going to go up. They know it's coming. They're just being patient with their buys. They don't mind it. But no, I'd rather them do marketing than be silent. I was actually talking about that on Twitter the other day. I'm like, what the hell about these people that say nothing? Creator? TQ says, are you all down to a couple of bucks in Saitama? I don't know about a couple of bucks, but I'm definitely down. When I say couple bucks, I mean, I have more than a couple bucks. I think if you have below $2, you're not getting your tokens, which I think is wrong. I don't care what it is. I don't care how many tokens you have in Saitama. You should get your money. I really don't care. I don't care if you had freaking 5 tokens sitting over there. Those are your tokens. You paid for them. You should get them. If not, isn't that fraud? Like, isn't it fraud? If you bought something from someone and they're just not delivering it to you, isn't that fraud? I think it's fraud. Dave said, I like Volt, but I think I'm too late getting in. Oh my gosh, what are you talking about? No, now I got to pull up the Volt chart. Hold on a second, because the Volt chart, you're not too late getting in. This is exactly where you'd want to get in, at the bottom, right? Like at the area of um, support where we're at right now. But hold on, let me share screen because I want to go back to Saitama just one more time so everybody can see where we are right now as far as the Saitama price goes, because it is brutal. As my grandma used to say, it's brutal, because she had a very thick Jersey accent. Look at this chart. I mean, you guys, this is so bad. Let's go down and see some of the sells. Now, I want you to pay attention to these buys, right? 0.2, 0.2, 0.02, 0.7, 0.07, 0.5. Those are teeny tiny buys, very little buys. And then you see almost a 5 ETH sell. Look at this. 6 ETH sell, 5 ETH sell, to 59 ETH sell, 59 ETH sell. And you got people buying 0.7, 0.5. I want you to know this and truly understand this. Let me change the candles here because I got them on 2-hour candles. Let's put at least, well, let's do a 1-minute candle for right now, just to laugh and have some fun. Why is this not working? Oh, there it is. There's no volume, huh? Let me put it 5. When you buy Saitama, please understand this. When you buy Saitama, you're doing nothing but giving your money to a supersonic rich person. That's all you're doing. When you buy your 0.7, your 0.02 Ethereum worth of Saitama, I keep saying Ethereum, it's ETH worth of Saitama, you might as well just take your wallet out, take your purse out, and hand some cash to the first rich person that you see, because that's all you're doing in Saitama. These people are going to do nothing but dump on you. You see those couple little green candles? Those green candles, that's from people like you and me, people that are average investors that probably don't have a whole heck of a lot of money. They're buying it, they're pumping the chart up. And then the people that are sitting in the sidelines, the millionaires, the ones that have their tokens, a shit ton of tokens, they're just waiting for you to build the chart back up so they can dump on you. That's all that's been happening since the launch. The freaking richest people are dumping on you. We're going nowhere with this. Nowhere. Here's another reason why you shouldn't buy. There's no area of support. None. If we hit an area of support, I'd be like, okay, guys, here, listen, this is what you need to do if you want to swing trade it, or you want to make the best investment, get the lowest price you possibly can. This is the area of support that you're looking at. This is the best time to get in. There's no area of support right now. It's just in a free fall. You see that, right? The minute we start to get to some support, and what support is where we start to level off and it stops dropping. So let's say that next to this red candle, there was a green candle and then another green candle, and then it started to go up a little more, and then it came down and it came right back there and went up a little more. I would say, okay, hey, you know what? We have some support in this area, but there's no support even yet. It's just tanking. Tanking. What is up, Master Shoe? I hope the SEC goes after Russ. Ooh, could you imagine it? Russ is a scammer and a ripoff artist. I agree. No consolidation for Saitama. Bad sign. Why can't big money holders sue them for playing with people's money? Why can't big money holders sue them? Why would big money holders sue them? They've been making them rich. You know what would be great? A class action suit where all of us got in and sued their asses because we're the ones losing money. All of them are getting filthy rich. Yes, Master Shoe, could someone please find Russ's wallets and hack the shit out of him and the rest of the devs? We do have their wallets. Oh, we have their wallet addresses. Yeah. Mm-hmm. If you go onto Twitter and you go to Skywalker, Skywalker has all of the developer wallets posted. And do you want to know how they found out? One time, I think it was Manny. Manny had posted something because he gave something to charity, and he wanted to brag about how he gave something to charity, and he left his wallet address visible. This was when Saitama was swinging, everything was going great. He never thought that somebody would go through his old texts and be pissed at him enough to go sniff out his wallet address. So that's what this person did. They went because they can only see a couple of numbers of the wallet address, but he posted the time, like the basic time is when he put into this and how much he put into it. So with that little bit of information they had, they went in and they found out what wallet address was his. From that and other information that was being exchanged between the devs, Skywalker was able to glean Russ's wallet, was able to glean Max Equation's wallet, Gabe's wallet, everybody's wallet. This is how we found out that they were dumping while they were telling you to sell. They were telling you to buy the dips, and they were the ones selling 30 ETH. Russ, every 4 hours, would dump, like clockwork. It was almost like he set an alarm on his Apple Watch. It was like, oh, remind me to dump 10 Ethereum from now, in 4 hours. Yes, that's my name, Sipnewski. You better believe it. Nice to see you too. Says the Vegas BS, not a single dime was put in by me. Good for you, TQ. But I gave them the benefit of the doubt that they made that they may be the real deal. Right, like, that's the thing though, right, TQ like, we all did. We all had such high hopes, we believed in them. It was the frenzy of the wolf pack. They really pumped this up, and you had such a good feeling about it, you felt like the future was there. You just felt good. But now we know that one of the reasons it was got built, the wolf pack, was because of all the shillers that they hired to promote Saitama over on Twitter and over on YouTube. This wasn't organic support. These people were paid. Now, how did we find that out? How do we know? Because Faltron was one of them, and he ratted everybody out. He's like, not only did we get paid to shill a crap ton of tokens, but we had to sign non-disclosure agreements. We had to say we weren't going to shill any other token, that we would just be shilling Saitama all day long. So when he came out against Saitama at the all-time high, they gave him so many tokens to show. Listen to this. His wallet was worth $20 million of Saitama at the all-time high, and he didn't sell. All the other people, Torres, Anime, Shaka, of course, Russ, and all of them sold. They took a ton of profits, right? And when his wallet became public, you could see he didn't sell, but all those other guys did. And they're like, you're a sucker for not taking profits. I mean, here this guy was a hardcore Wolfpack person. He wanted to hold on for a brighter day. He thought they had a future. And there they go with their nonsense. Oh, you should have taken profits. I hate when they say that. Creator says, Vault will become the next Wolfpack with open arms. Will welcome the Wolfpack with open arms. I thought you were going to say that they're going to be the new Wolfpack, which is totally the possibility because, like I said, Volt is on 26 different exchanges. Who knows how many people have them on exchanges? Because when it comes to exchanges, whenever the token is on Etherscan, that exchange only represents one holder. That's it, because it's like either the gate.io address or Digifinix address, Bitmart address, only one holder. So 3,000 people could have it on Bitmart, 5,000 could have it on Digifinix. They're only going to represent two holders. I actually think there's more people in Volt right now than there is in Saitama. The reason I think that is because nobody's got their tokens. They've only sent 18,000 people their tokens, and the deployer wallet only has 3% of the entire supply in it. So that means all of the other people that were holders were complete and utter, you want to call dust wallets, right? Dust wallets, just a little bit of dust in there. That's all it was. So it wasn't really holders. It was just dust. I'm sure there's tens of thousands of wallets that are just dust. A couple tokens got left over from exchanges, right? But what about the poor people that bought in and now it's only dust because their price sucks? That's not fair. So anyway, if you want to go, Jimmy Who says holders get wrecked, or hodlers get wrecked. I learned that because of Saitama. Get in, take your money, and get out. Very true. Don't forget, before Saitama migration, 78% of holders had less than $100. Very true. Oh, here's one of the haters. Hasham, she is just a bitch. That's okay. You can say that all you want. We stay with Saitama. Hashem, let me ask you, do you have your tokens? And if you have your tokens, when did you get them? I don't have my tokens. A lot of the people that are in tonight's stream, they haven't received their tokens either. So I ask you this, really, think about this. Do you think it was fair that they launched the project, the V2, and nobody had their freaking tokens? Do you think that was fair? Because I don't think it's fair. I think all we did was witness people that are very wealthy making money on people who can't afford to buy 1 ETH worth of Saitama. Look at all those buys coming in 0.05, 0.02, little teeny tiny buys. And then you see a 69 ETH sell. That just gobbled up all those people's money. Do you think that's fair when we could have had our tokens and sold them for 100% profit? We almost got up to a penny. That's 100%. And of course, he's not going to answer. I'm very good, Albert. Welcome. Thank you very much. Appreciate you coming by. Thank you, Cox Crypto. Maddie Diamond Hand says, FYI, I was holding around 244 billion tokens. I was waiting for my drop. Then I saw that they announced adding the token manually. I did that and my tokens are there now. Add it manually. Yeah, so that's very true. You have to import the token address if you hold it in a wallet. Import it as a new custom token. We've talked about that. I actually had a live stream the night of the launch for 5 hours, and I kept repeating that over and over and over again. I understand that maybe you have your tokens, but nobody else, hardly anybody in the stream has them tonight. I don't have them. I don't have them on my MetaMask, and I don't have them on SaitamaV2. Now, I know what you're saying. How do you know that you don't have them on SaitamaV2 if SaitamaV2 is all locked up? Well, I can take my address, my wallet address, out of SaitamaV2 because it does open. You just can't transact on it. You copy and paste your wallet address into Etherscan, and then you get to look in Etherscan to see, okay, what's happened with this? And all I see is the original transfer of those tokens from Gate.io into SaitamaV2. I don't have any other transactions happening with that wallet. That's how I know they didn't send them to my SaitamaV2 either. But yeah, we all know to do that. But thank you. Thank you, because I don't mind people telling people, because you know what, Maddie, there's always the chance that somebody doesn't know. Maybe somebody just popped in here 2 seconds ago and they didn't know. So we do appreciate the information. Oh, Hashem says, I have mine on exchanges. What exchange do you have? And have you been able to make any trades on your exchange yet? Because I have Saitama on Bitmart and it's still not live. I mean, last I checked, it wasn't live, which, by the way, was the reason that they gave for why they launched the token without everybody having their tokens. Oh, because of... Nope, Bitmart still not live. Because of arbitrage. Oh, we don't want arbitrage. We gotta go live with the token because we don't want to have to compete with other prices on different exchange. Arbitrage. We don't want to deal with that, so we better just launch the token. Not a single exchange was live yet. How could they talk about arbitrage? It's one lie after another. Hashem, still no update about Bitmart, and Gate having both. I don't have in Gate because I'm in the United States. Saitama V2 is doing better. It's up 23%. Yeah. Hashem, are you cool with the fact that by the time you finally do get your Bitmart tokens, that it's probably going to be worth so much less than it was at launch? So let's say your total holdings at the time when Saitama launched, okay, was $1,000. I don't know what you have. I'm just giving you for instance. The day of the launch, then it almost, went up 100%. You could have sold and made $1,000. Now, and had your original bag, you could have even bought back some at a much lower price. Now, when it launches, do you see where the price is now? Let's say that when it launched, your original bag was worth $1,000. By the time you launch on Bitmart, your bag's going to be worth like $500 only. So instead of having your original bag and you made $1,000, now you're only left with 500. That's what they've done to you. Don't you see that? Don't you see that? I don't see how people don't see that, right? Like, how do you not get it? Dave said, yes, he did add the token address as well, and he just doesn't have it either, which stinks. Saitama isn't just educating Gen Z, more boomers getting wrecked instead. Very true. Okay, L Bank not live. Are there any exchanges where Saitama is live? Does anybody know of an exchange where they're able to trade Saitama V2? Albert, somebody told me that about sacrifices despite proper project management. As a project manager, you cannot overlap two milestones on top of each other. For a milestone one, all airdrops must be done. This is to conduct proper business with stakeholders. And once verified, move on to milestone two, the project. You're right, Albert. Like they should have done everything properly. Right? So this was what Saitama said that they were doing. They were doing the V2 because number one, there was problems with the tokenomics. There wasn't a developer wallet and they needed money, basically. There was a token that was giving them money for marketing called the commission, I think. And then they pulled away from them. Uh, so now they need money. You know, they probably dumped all their tokens. So now they need money from somewhere. And while they were transferring over to a V2 that now has a marketing and developing wallet, they're getting a paycheck from that, right? As a matter of fact, they're getting more money than you. We used to get 2% burns on each transaction with V1. Now we only get 1%, and the marketing and development wallet is 2%. So they're getting more rewards than you, okay? Now they want to change their image. They want to get away from the cartoon boy with wearing the wolf outfit. You know, they don't want to be known as a meme coin. They want to be known as a serious cryptocurrency. They don't really even want to be Saitama. I bet if they could get away with changing the name, they completely would have. Instead of calling themselves Saitama, they would have come up with some different name. But they probably felt like the community just wouldn't dig that, so they had to stick with the name, but they completely rebranded it so that they wouldn't look like a meme coin. Then don't act like a shitty meme coin. If you went through this trouble of getting away from that image, don't put yourself back in that same boat by pulling the same bullshit you pulled last time. Nobody has their tokens. What is wrong with you? You said the wolf pack is one big family, one big army, and it's strong, and no wolf will be left behind. Everybody's got everybody's back. And you launched the token, and none of your holders have it to trade. People like me, I don't care, right? I can afford to lose whatever money it is that I've lost in Saitama. How much it is, I don't really know. Like a couple thousand. Like, I don't really care about that. I'm fine. What about the people in these other countries that, you know, 100, 200 bucks, like the guy that sent me the message? That's a lot of money for him. And now it's all gone. That's the people that I care about. These people, they get screwed time and time again from Saitama, screwed watching the chart go down constantly, just dropping, dropping, dropping. Every time the chart drops, that's money being drained. They always say, oh, it doesn't matter what the chart says. Doesn't matter. You always have your same amount of tokens. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's the price looks like crap, but one day we're going to be at a penny, then we're going to a nickel, then we're going to be a dime. If that's their thinking, indeed, that one day inevitably your price is actually going to be at a dime, or I've even said $1. People are saying it's going to be at $1. Then wouldn't the people that have only a couple thousand tokens, That's a couple $1,000s for them. Why are you stealing that potential away from them? If in fact you believe it is going to have that value, give those people their tokens. I don't see how that's not fraud. Love your content, Crypto Queen. Thank you, Casey. I really appreciate you. And I am now vaulted. Thank you so much for the $5 bomb. I appreciate that. And I'm vaulted too. It is very sad, right? It is so sad. And those are the people that I care about. Listen, this is a little meme coin, you know, a meme coin. I know they're trying to get away from it, but I want you to keep in perspective something. At one time, at Saitama's all-time high, think about this. Let me go back to Dex Tools here. Right now, where's their market cap? The market cap is 300. Hold on a second. The market cap is $363 million. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh, no. Back. What did I just do? Crapola. Linu? Who's Linu? No. Go to Saitama. Shipped. Oh, no. I don't know how I did this. This is it. Is it? Yeah. The total market cap is $364 million. That's a freaking lot of money. Do you know at the all-time high, do you know what their market cap was at their all-time high? I'm going to tell you because you're never going to guess unless you already know. It was very close to $18 billion at their all-time high. Their market cap was $18 billion. And now look at them. They blew it. What's up, Keith? Keith, in case you guys don't know, CoinViewCap is another one of those projects that I invest in that I think is going to have long-term a potential in. He did an AMA on my channel. And here's a great thing about CoinViewCap. If you guys are familiar with CoinMarketCap, he's like CoinMarketCap, but he's a different app, a different program. And he has an app on a phone. So if you have an iPhone, oh, look at this. Geez, this person is representing some vault. Oh, Art says he wants to kiss me. I don't know. Are you going to kiss the screen? Is that what you're going to do? Millionaire Doge is now vaulted. Yep. So the Dogecoin millionaire came on the AMA last night with Pablo and DJ Legend and Power and all those guys. And CoinViewCap is saying V2 website coming out end of July. Well, I think your website is already great right now. Let me coinviewcap.com. I don't know what is wrong with StreamYards tonight. I can't share any screen. But anyway, if you want to go to CoinViewCap, they do have a website, but they have an app on your phone. So you can download the app if you have iPhone. I mean, it's amazing. It's just like, I think it's better than CoinMarketCap. They should have never resumed the trading unless all the tokens have been airdropped. Thank you. That really was my big, huge thing, right? Like dude, it just is not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's just not right. We had one big buy come in for 10 Ethereum. Then somebody went ahead and dumped 8. I mean, look at this. Oh, we had a big buy, 30 ETH. 30 ETH. So when you see somebody buying 30 ETH, you know that's somebody with a lot of money, right? That's somebody with a lot of money who's buying 30 ETH all the way down here. That person with 30 ETH now is going to wait for people like you and me to roll in with our 0.02 ETH buys, 0.05, 0.1 ETH buy. He's going to wait for the chart to go up and up and up and up. And then he's going to dump those ETH all over the place. And it's going to drag the chart back down. That's all that's doing. Red Turtle is about to make a very good point. My 68K V2 tokens would have been worth 600 at launch, but I still don't have my tokens. They're worth 200 bucks right now, and I am helpless watching my money disappear. Vault, here I come. That's right. So if your tokens were worth 600 bucks at launch at the all-time high at almost a penny, you could have had 1200 bucks. You could have sold 600 bucks worth, right? If you wanted to take half your bag, sold 600 bucks worth, it could have trickled all the way back down here and you could have rebought in if you wanted. But no, they just couldn't do right by everybody. Lucky 7 says once you go Volt, you never go broke. John Thompson says, no Saitama tokens for me yet. Me neither. Me neither. Furry Baller says, oh, Coin View Cat. Hey, Keith, you called the Saitama mess before it happened. I think I saw you on Crypto Realist talking about it. Yeah, like everybody from our side of the spectrum had been talking about Saitama since it was like, right? My first negative Saitama video was in the 50s. And now look, here we are. Back down to the 3s. So, oh, I wanted to tell you guys to follow share screen. I want you to be able to see Skywalker, okay? Because what a great content this person puts out. This is the person. Let me just go to StreamYards to make sure you see. Yep. This is the person that tracked down everybody's wallets, okay? So if you want to learn anything about tracking wallets, cryptocurrency, go to this person's at Skywalker64007. You can scroll down and I don't know if it's a him or her really. They go through all of the different wallets and show how, like, they put out these maps basically and show you how it's all connected. It's crazy. This way you can see for yourself, in case you don't want to believe it, whose wallet is who's sold, what's going. Oh, she also, I can't say she, I don't know if it's a she. She also put out this thing. Okay. This is your breakdown of the Wolfpack holdings. Who's in the Wolfpack? Who's holding what? What is what? So here it is. That's the breakdown of the Wolfpack. The majority of holders in the Wolfpack were people that had anywhere less than 250 million tokens. That was like the great majority of people. Less than 250 million tokens. These people are not getting their tokens, right? And I think part of these people are not getting their tokens either. Like there's a good chunk of people that won't be getting their tokens, unfortunately. But this is the breakdown of that. And, you know, if you guys want to follow her, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl. All the way down, she gives you different information on the wallets. If you want to keep track of the wallets and see what Russ is buying. And, oh, Skywalker's a guy. Skywalker is my hero. Jimmy Who says the price of ETH is at 1470, so 30 is worth a little over $44,000. Very true. That 30 ETH buy was a buyback from the developer wallet. Oh, look at Keith is there trying. I said, you know what? The deployer wallet, oh, the developer wallet bought it. Now I got to go back and I don't know what's up with my StreamYards. I can't just go, you know, click to screen to screen to screen. Yes. It's been said that anyone who has less than $1 won't be getting their airdrops. That's true. And I even think it's going to be worse than that. I think when it's all said and done, they're going to wind up saying that if you have under $5, you're not going to get your airdrops. I bet you any amount of money they're going to say that it's just impossible for them to spend all of this money doing the transfers with the airdrops. It's just not feasible. And oh, well, that's what I think they're going to say. They're going to classify anything. They might even turn around and say $10, right? Which would be super pissing me off. So now I got to track down that $30 too. Boom. And I don't know why. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. Shit. What? Why is there a contract here for old Saitama? Is this the one you said they bought out of? I wonder why they dropped tokens to the old Saitama. Man, this is so slow. I need a new computer. Keith, do you know if Saitama is live on any exchanges yet? Because I haven't heard it being live anywhere. Jimmy, who says the dev wallet buys and creates the pump, retail investors buy in, and then they dump. Let me talk about dump. Let me dump out of this because I can't. Man. StreamYard stinks tonight. Okay. Okay, so we're looking at the wallet that bought all of those tokens. No, this can't be. Because they're buying this one pearl over here with the developer wallet. That can't be right. Master Shu says, but before V2, most people had over $20, and now it's down to like cents or pennies because of their incompetence. I know. And like I said, I don't think any of these people are going to get their airdrop. How they can't get an airdrop right? Yeah, that's well, the whole thing is when you look at Etherscan, old Saitama had like 363,000 holders. I mean, it is a lot of holders. I'm going to be honest and say logistically, I did expect that this was going to take a couple of weeks to get done. I was like, I don't think they understand what they're undertaking. This is going to take a long time. They really need to hire somebody like Everrise. They need to hire somebody to do this because they're going to mess this all up. Like this is an opportunity for them to start off their token on the right foot. They want to rebrand as not a meme coin. Get started on the right foot. Do it right. And I figured, it's going to take weeks. It's going to take weeks for them to do this. Like a day later, after the token is halted, we get notification on Twitter. We're launching in 24 minutes. We're going to be launching the token. I'm like, what? I went on Etherscan, and at that point, I think they'd only airdropped 11,000 people. That's it. I mean, they're ridiculous. This was their chance to really get it right, really done well and do it right. And they just let us down time and time and time again. It's very sad. So anyway, I don't want to stay on here too long, but I really do appreciate all of you guys for coming out and spending time with me. Is there any questions before I pop out? Keith is saying they have more than one wallet. Oh, The Jinn says, Queen, you look amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Don't waste your breath, Crypto Queen. It is a scam from day 2. See, TQ gave him a little bit of leeway on day 1, but day 2, Well, that's going to do it here for me tonight. Guys, I thank you so much for joining me. My next video, I think I'm going to do a video on Celsius because I think that's going down. Keith, what do you think? You think Celsius is going down? Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Take care. And until next time, remember, please take care of yourself and try to only buy on those red candles. Have a great weekend.